Peace and blessings, y'all. I'm on the road. 2 videos within a matter of a couple of hours. No. I'm on my way to, about to walk this trail, do my little morning regimen. I've been up studying, watching lectures, so on and so forth. My life is funny. I'm just funny. I go through different stages and phases, and right now, I am in a student phase. I really am. I spend the majority of my time in class, at lectures, watching lectures, um, being a student, and I enjoy that. I really do. Um, I was talking to my sister maybe about a month ago, and she said, well, Tremaine, I was telling her about, talking to her about my class and all the things I'm learning, and talking to her about my teacher, who is a Muslim, and my teacher and mentor. And she said, well, Tremaine, you would think that you would be a Muslim. Our whole life, you've been more in the direction of African history, the study of Islam, so on and so forth. And I would just think you'd be a Muslim since he's your teacher. And that's... Mm-mm. And today I was watching a lecture by Dr. John Henrik Clarke. I've heard a lot about him, never really got into following him, but he is been studying, he's an African historian, been studying African history and culture and traditions for 60 some odd years. So he's definitely done his research, he's done his due diligence. He was talking about, in this particular lecture, how Farrakhan is a fake to him, and how he was not in support of the Million Man March. Now, I supported and still support the idea of the Million Man March. Anything that brings black people together peacefully, I love. But one of the things he talked about was Farrakhan accepting money from Libya, which I had heard about and never really dug into, but also a comment he made about the texture of your hair needing to match the texture of your eyebrows. If not, you are a part of some curse. Kind of identifying himself as light and pretty and not cursed, and which I'd heard about the Libya thing. I knew Farrakhan said some strange things. I had never heard that one. But what he also talked about was the issue with Malcolm X and how he seemed to play a part in Malcolm X's untimely demise. Now, several months ago, I watched a lecture or an interview with Malcolm X's daughter and Farrakhan. And Farrakhan, Malcolm X's daughter, talked about how hard it was for her to come, and her dealing with the burning images in her head of seeing her father die like that, and knowing that he had put some things in the final call that made reference to taking Malcolm X out. And he didn't give her an apology. He did apologize for what he said she thought he said. He kind of went in a roundabout way. That is the one thing that has bugged me for as long as I've known about it. Maybe 10, 15 years. History books really don't tell us anything about Malcolm X. They don't really give Malcolm X any credit. I love and admire the life of Malcolm X. Malcolm X definitely did not have universal views at first. And what he did is he spoke of his truth, as he knew it. And then once he found out that that was not truth, he backtracked and corrected himself, which he was on the side of truth. He was on the side of truth. And I have admiration for that, complete admiration. I was watching a lecture that KRS-One gave, hip hop, and shout out to Mark Bingham because he posted it on Facebook. It was quite a while after I had watched it with my husband, but it's always nice to know that you're on the same wavelength and you're on a path and somebody else is on that same path. He was talking about his study of words through Matu Neter, and I bought that book last year. I wasn't ready to read it. When I got to reading it, it felt funny. I just wasn't ready. But now I am. I'll purchase the book again and give it its due diligence. But he talked about white supremacy and how we see it and how we use the term and how, by definition, the word supreme would be one, higher, greatest. And the degradation of another race or using your authority to dehumanize and unfairly influence the lives of others would not be supreme. And he talked about how you would want to know a white supremacist. Well, after watching that, I came to the understanding that I did and do know some white supremacists. There have been times in my life where I've run into white people and people of other races in general, who have loved me more than I loved myself at the time, more than I could, who treated me better than I could treat myself at the time, and who helped me just for the sake of being helpful. I'm not sure if that was or if that is their total character, but at that time, that is how they were a part of my life. And God blessed me in that way. And it was a pleasure. And I do, again, still know some people who are the example of love and what white supremacy would be based on definition. I said all that to say this. I am not a part of the Nation of Islam. I am not a Buddhist, Kabbalist, Hinduist. I don't practice ancient Chinese traditional medicine, which we know is originated from Africa, but that's another story for another day. What I am is on the side of truth, always and only. That is all I do. I search for truth. And if that truth that I think is true, I find out that it's not, and I'm in support of something that is not truth, I backtrack and correct it. And that is a vow I make to myself, to my children, and my life. And in that way, to me, Malcolm X has been one of the strongest examples of that. But no, I am not a part of the nation, and I don't plan on it. So I'm about to get to walking. Peace and blessings, everybody. You have a happy and safe Sunday. Enjoy it. It is early in the morning, and a beautiful sun is out shining. So God bless.